Hi, and welcome to Knitting Stories. My name is Vera, and I'm a musician and a knitwear designer, but most of all, a knitter and a lover of yarn and all beautiful fiber and things that we do with our hands. I think that would be a good definition of what I love. So knitting stories, these are small little short episodes of stories about my designs. So each one is based on a garment or an accessory that I have designed and knitted. And today I would like to tell you about Esio Trot, which is this turtleneck jumper that I am wearing. Here it is in its entirety. So, first maybe let's talk about the name, because I know lots of people are a little bit confused about what it is. If you are a fan of Roald Dahl and his books, then you know what it is. Esio Trot is tortoise spelled backwards, and it's a little novel, not so much for children. He's very well known for his books for children, but this particular one is more for adults. It's a lovely love story. And the name came to me because this is a turtleneck, tortoise neck, and I thought that was very funny. I don't know if you think it's very funny, but I thought it was funny. And it also came because the original jumper, turtleneck, tortoise neck jumper, was made for my daughter. It's not this one. She has her own Esio and she wears it quite a bit. And she wanted a turtleneck, warm, cozy, something to wear when it's cold here in Sydney. I first bought a fingering yarn at a yarn festival last year. It was, I think, a BFL Blueface Leicester 4-ply fingering weight of white with tiny speckles. And then when I got home, I thought, 4-ply, it's a bit thin. It's gonna take a million years to knit. So then I remembered that everyone seemed to be knitting something with mohair held together, either 2 strands of mohair held together or a fingering weight and mohair held together. So I got some mohair and I started knitting. And first I did a completely different pattern, something with some cables, but it was too busy. It was starting to be a bit heavy, and I actually didn't want heavy. I wanted to take advantage of this fluff that the mohair creates so that you can have the gauge of an 8-ply, but a lot less weight. So I thought I'll just keep it simple. I'm gonna do stocking stitch or stockinette stitch, how it's known in America, and just simple. I really like the 1-1 rib twisted, which you can see here. And I thought cuffs, and then they could go up. And also I remember seeing somewhere a design where this kind of shape was happening. I think it was like some cables or lace stuff, but anyway, there was a triangle happening that was finishing under the arm, and I thought that's a very nice idea. The line of it going to the shoulder, here it is on the other side. So one starts with the ribbing, you knit that flat, then you do the other ribbing for the back, then they connect and you start working in the round. And these traveling stitches are not actually traveling stitches. What is happening? You probably can see here. These are increases, and in here you decrease. So every 4 rows, there's an increase and a decrease, which moves the line sideways. And then, yes, then it was done, and she liked it very much, and I thought, okay, maybe I should write it, especially since my friend Ira, who is Cooking Knits, she has her own podcast, great fun to watch. I do recommend. She has an episode where she tested this, and she made a wild pink, beautiful version of it. So Ira said, yes, please write it, Vera. I'm going to test it. If you write it, I think it's great. People will love it. So I thought, okay, so what yarn shall we use? And then it just happened that the beautiful Ochre Yarn, who are based in Melbourne, and they have extremely beautiful yarn. I've used their yarn already for quite a few of my projects. They had just launched their 4-ply, and so they sent me these samples, and I was like, yes, look at all these colors. Look how beautiful they are. This one, oh, I love this one. And this one, oh, this one's called Prussian. It's just stunning. In the end, I settled for this shade. So this one's called Eggshell. It has very small amount of color change, variation. And when you hold it with a white mohair, as you can see, there's a very faint variation in the color, which works well because you still can see the stitch pattern. I didn't want something too busy. I wasn't sure how well I could match the fingering with the mohair that I would find, because I didn't want a marble effect. I wanted just a plain color. So going with the eggshell was my idea. Here, this is how it knits. This is the gray. What is it called? Actually, let's have a look. It's called Karawang. There you have it. So Karawang 118 is this beautiful gray. This is what it knits like in a 4-ply. For me, that's on 225 millimeters because I'm a loose knitter. This is a future design that I'm working on currently, and it is going to use this yarn held single as it is. Anyway, getting back to Esio, it was done. I didn't have a name yet. I wrote a pattern, and then I remembered that one of our favorite memes that I discovered with my daughter was of a turtle. I will find it and I will put it on the screen so you see what I mean. And it seemed to express exactly how we feel about each other. We really like each other, and we're happy to see each other every morning, every day. We're excited. We're like, yay, how are you? I haven't seen you since yesterday. And then I thought, wait a minute, there's a turtle, this is turtleneck, then tortoise, Esio, Trot. So there you have it. The name was chosen. Yes, this is about the whole story, I think. What is there left to say? Oh, these 1-1 ribbing that we have here, as I was telling you, they are twisted. So you twist all the knitted stitches, which is a bit of a pain. It also happened here. So for the turtleneck, you actually do have to twist it. So all the knit stitches have to be twisted so that you can turn it which way ever you like it, so both sides. But what I've done is I've also twisted all the purl stitches. Okay, so knit stitches, purl stitches, they're all twisted here, but they're also twisted here and here, and as you can see, here as well. And the reason for that is because I wanted this to be reversible. So the no seam stitches are picked up, so there is no seam here. This is a 3-needle bind off, so the seam is actually nice on both sides. Stitch is picked up, no seam. So if you are very careful how you weave in your ends, then you can wear it inside out. So it might be worth all those twisting purls and knits. I don't find it that hard, but I know depending on how you knit, you might find it annoying. And again, Ira, she seems to come up in all my stories. She didn't twist both knits and purls because she said she actually doesn't like reverse stocking stitch. She only likes stocking stitch. So she was not interested in a reversible design, which is fine. I don't mind. Yeah, there seems to be quite a schism between people who love the reverse stocking stitch, so what we would call the wrong side, and people who hate it. I saw a long discussion on one of the Facebook knitting groups I belong to about stocking stitch versus reverse stocking stitch and how some people think it's wrong and it's the wrong side, should only be on the inside. And I personally love it. I like it better. Okay, so I've only put it this way for you because it seems the lovers of stocking stitch are a majority, but I personally like reverse stocking stitch better. I like the texture of it. I like how you can put cables against it and they just pop out. Yeah, I just love it. So here we are. This is the story of Esio Trot. Thank you for watching. The pattern is on Ravelry and on Lovecrafts. You can do it probably in an 8-ply. The gauge that I got is a typical 8-ply gauge of about 22 stitches per 10 centimeters. So yes, if you would like to knit it, or if maybe you've already knitted it, I would love to hear about it. And please tag me on Instagram. I'm Vera Loves Knitting on Instagram. So if you've knitted Esio or any of my other designs, I would love to be tagged and see what you've done. And I will see you next time for another knitting story. Bye!